Guys, I'm looking at a Rheem gas pack from 2009. I replaced a pressure switch in it a couple of years ago that had failed. There she is right there. And now, as you can see, we have some toasty burn marks on the circuit board causing the inducer to run all the time. But when the cooling came on, I realized that, hey, we got 55 pounds of standing pressure and it's R410A. So most of the refrigerant is out of the machine as well. So we know about the circuit board. It's burned up and needs to be replaced. Now I'm going to take a look, see if we can't find this refrigerant leak. There's not much pressure in the unit, so I'm going to add some nitrogen to it, see if I can look around with the leak detector, find out what the problem is. But kind of sad for a unit that's so young. Around 210 pounds of nitrogen. That's all I had left in the bottle, so hopefully that'll be good enough. Gets us to about where our standing pressure would be. Let's see where that is at. Well, 72 degrees standing pressure, so that's about right where we're at today. So I'm gonna scan that evaporator one more time. We'll see if we got a leak there. Guys, we're looking at our Rheem unit here, pumped up with nitrogen, and couldn't find anything in the evaporator. But I came down here and looky here, right on the compressor weld here, it's leaking. See if we can zoom in there. All right, guys, I'm gonna spray this on there, and you can see it. Looky there. Look at that. That is surprising. Make sure it's not on the compressor. We should be able to just re-weld that. I need a new board too, though. That's the damnedest thing. Well, looks like we'll be fixing this line, re-welding it. Hopefully not a big deal, just heating it up and putting some braze on it and should be done. Hopefully nothing else is leaking in here. Very interesting. That's definitely our leaker.
Attempting to find grace, so I hope you're not that amazed when I fall out onto the freeway. 'Cause you and I, we got broke somehow. My heart's a choked and inside out. I'm flying off this concrete ledge. I can't keep it together. I sit here in my lonely darkness. It's better suited for my blindness. My eye twitches.
Guys, I have my Z-Manifold glow-in-the-dark edition from Helmore. Putting some pressure on the unit. I just brazed up that joint right there. We'll put about 250 pounds of pressure on it, then I'll soak bubble the joint again. And while I'm doing that, put it in the vacuum and test it and all that stuff, I'll go ahead and get that circuit board out and replace it as well. Back side of our circuit board is all toasty, and you can see the victim here. Oh my gosh. The victim sentenced to the chair. And he did this thing in. It wasn't the board's fault. It looks like it was a bug's fault. So Okay, well I'm gonna mount the new board while we're pressure checking here. We're at 250 pounds, a little bit higher than 250 pounds, so I'm gonna soap bubble with my big blue up there on the joint and make sure we don't have any bubbles shooting off of there, and move along. Our new circuit board is in place and not burnt. Our other one here, you see, is rather burnt, where our bug committed suicide. He didn't stand a chance, the poor little guy. But we're still holding pressure right where we're at. I gotta get the soap bubbles on it. But so far, so down in there, we can see, well, there is no bubbles coming off of it now where we re-raised it, so it should be good to go. I'm going to leave it for a couple minutes on the pressure test, and I'll bring out the vacuum equipment, and then we can recharge it. Guys, I started up the vacuum here. New circuit board's in. Held pressure just fine. No soap bubble action. So it's just a waiting game now. Wait till the vacuum's done pulling down, and then I will charge the system back up. And the good thing about package units is that you will just charge by the nameplate. No superheat and subcooling required. Hopefully they'll fall in line, but it's too cool today to do it anyway. So the good thing it's a package unit. Over to the nameplate, you can see our factory charge, or charge à la souhait, as in French, is we have 92.8 ounces. So we'll be putting 92.8 or the closest amount I can get through my scale, and we'll be done. As we have the zebra stat set up, I have the Z manifold set up in a charging position, just like you would for any of the other, like a smart tool or something like that. Same sort of setup, just so you can have your gauges and your charging. It's going to be throttled with the Appion here. We have almost 4 pounds in. We need about 5 pounds, 12 ounces to get to the factory charge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the fan. You hear it come on. You hear it in there coming on. And then we're going to turn on the cooling, which will be yellow, and you're just mated in right here. Everything but the common, which is up here on the board. There we are. So we're going to let it run for a few minutes. I'm sure we're going to be running some low pressure. So we'll let it run, finish up that charging. About another, about a couple more pounds in there. So I'll catch you guys on the other side. Got my 5 pounds and 12 ounces in the machine. I fired up the furnace portion of the machine. Everything's running well there. Blower, and taking my gauges off. Schrader was problematic there. Had to set 2 Schraders in there to finally get it to stop leaking, but it did, thank God, without having to. I was worried that the threads on that Schrader connection there were messed up, and I would have to braze it off or replace it. There's another connection inside the machine, so I'm glad I didn't have to do that. So now I just have the heat fired up, and I'll be picking my stuff up, and we will be all finished.